Let's talk to Scott. Scott is he, him from North Carolina. Hi, Scott. What do you want to talk to us about today?
Hi. I'm new to Truth Wanted. Could I have the gentleman's name, please?
My name is Puck.
Okay, good. Thank you. And before I make you all mad, could I get one favor from Emma?
Oh, depends on what it is.
Depends what it is.
Could you say the line from Ken Hovind about dinosaurs in the Ark?
Oh, you putting me on the spot. It's 2 a.m. here. Can I remember it?
Okay, there were dinosaurs on the Ark, probably babies.
Probably babies. That's it. Yeah, there are Noah took them on the Ark. Probably babies. Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah, very good. Okay.
I didn't think I would ever have a Hovind impersonator on my show.
That's the levity everybody wants after a long NFT discussion.
Entirely for that.
That really gave you a tickle. Emma has a bit of a pass on this, but what do you know about the Central Park Five?
I know that there was a recent movie about it. I know that I have not done nearly enough research on it to have a meaningful opinion, but I wanted to hear what you wanted to talk about, because I think you're talking about things that we can talk about even if they're not specific to Central Park 5.
Well, there's just been a whole lot of propaganda out about them. And it bothers me. Speaking, as far as Truth Wanted goes, I would really like the truth to be out on this. It's just there are people that worship those five guys because the propaganda is that they were exonerated. And I'm not a lawyer, so the word exonerated may make sense because it's not anything to do with reality. It's a question of what a government official said. But there's just no good reason to think that they were entirely innocent. Now, a jogger was attacked. There was a night when a lot of people were out doing something called wilding, where they were making attacks on people, bicyclists, joggers, etc. And she was sexually assaulted, and left unconscious, lost more than half of her blood. And what happened was this was when DNA was new. It was like 2 years was the first 2 years after the first DNA was used in a murder trial. So there was a DNA sample found, and they always knew that there was that sample, and they always knew that it did not match the Central Park Five. And the police knew that, and the jury knew that. Nevertheless, the five were found guilty. Now, I have to give a caveat on this. It's possible. Gosh, Puck, just think of it. If for some reason something made you want to do an assault on someone in the park, and you're there with these other four people that you just know because they live in the buildings near you, can you imagine it being impossible for there to be a DNA sample from you?
I don't know enough about crime scene analysis to be able to speak on this. I wish I could work with this because I saw that you were talking about misinformation in the media. In general terms, I can speak on that. For this specific case, sadly, I just don't have enough information about it, and to be honest, I feel kind of bad about that because this is something that's well known. Like I said, there's just a movie that was put out about it, but with you, I can't really talk in specific terms about like how I feel about it, or like you were talking about can I imagine. It's like I don't know the circumstances, so I don't feel like I could really meaningfully say.
I'm just thinking if you were in that position and through some magical circumstance that you and the other four people were going to do a sexual assault on a stranger in the park, can you imagine none of those people being able to leave a DNA sample?
Like I genuinely can't think of a good circumstance, but again, now I'm just limited by my imagination and not necessarily the facts.
Mhm.
So, by framing it as can you imagine, that's still not really talking about is it possible. You're just asking about my imagination. Does that make sense? So I feel really iffy
Yeah.
being able to really commit to a position on this one again without learning more about this case. And this is now on my to-do list. Okay. By the way, because legal looks like there's a video about Central Park 5 on there. So let's start with that and then dig deep from there. You piqued my interest. I wish I could engage with you a little bit more, but on the specifics about this case, I really can't.
Okay. And I know I'm just a voice in the darkness, and it just bothers me that when you see them appearing on Oprah and The Voice or places like that, it just seems like people are worshiping them as like gods. And everybody just needs to look into it a little more. And I might be able to come up with more information in the future. But
thank you
for letting me vent.
Absolutely, please do, and talk to us about misinformation, and talk to us about the dangers of jury trials in general. Where a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of jurisdictions actually tell juries, if you feel compelled by the evidence, or if you feel compelled that the law for some reason is unjust, then that's why we have jury trials, right? So you can say, all right, this law should not be in the books, and we're going to find this person not guilty. But you know what? To be honest, I don't even know if the Central Park 5 case was a jury case or if it was a trial by judge.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to speak on specifics. I wish I could talk to you about generalities about how I feel about the legal system, but I can't go too deep about this case.
Yes, it was a jury trial, and by the way, it was quite a mixed racial jury. Yeah, I know the race comes into this only because of the propaganda that has come out afterwards. But
I'm not surprised.
The main thing to remember.
Yeah, but I
remember is.
Sorry, go ahead, please.
Okay, we just need to remember that there were dinosaurs on the ark, probably babies.
Oh goodness! You know what? I appreciate the call. I really do. There are I'm going to look this up. I just saw a couple of videos just as I was just doing a very quick Google search. This looks like the kind of thing that I could spend a long time on, and it's probably going to be a while before I show up on Truth Wanted again. So I have plenty to think about and plenty to talk about. Again, we'll give you some ways to continue this conversation and continue to engage with us. And I'm guessing that there are people in chat who are hanging me in effigy for not knowing enough about this. And if you would like to engage with these people who know more about it, we'll tell you more about how to do that in just a little bit. All right.
Okay, the propaganda is pervasive. You're going to find all CNN and MSNBC, they're all going to be talking about how they're perfectly innocent.
Right. And that's one of the problems, right? Is how do you weed through propaganda from legit information? And that's something that, never mind for a case that's from, forgive me, was it 30 years ago? We can't even figure out what legitimate news is for something that happened last week. Right there, the news cycle is that short, and there's so much information that gets out there. It's getting harder and harder for us to come up with good epistemological standards to be able to flesh out the good information from the bad. But thank you very much for giving us a call. Oh, sorry. One last question. Go ahead.
Just thank you. I thought you were just going to hang up on me, to tell the truth.
Oh no! We're the nice ones. I want to give you at least an opportunity for a last word, and we'll get to say goodbye cordially. That's just my thing. I'm weird. Okay, but thank you very much. And again, we'll give you some ways to continue to engage with us. And trust me, they see me all over these platforms. So if you wanted to continue this conversation with me personally, I'm there. And there's dozens, if not hundreds, of people on there who are more knowledgeable than me, who you could talk to this about. So thank you very much for the call. Have a great night.
Thanks, Scott. Sorry I didn't know anything.
Good night.
Bye-bye.